that's a good conversation, that Justin Fields conversation, because the question is, and we'll get into it, is are we moving him and looking for a spot as a starter, or are we saying he's not going to be a starter? See, we just assessing this as a starter, and that may not necessarily be the case.
I mean, 844-204-RICH is the number to call. Michael Irvin, the playmaker, here with me, Suzy Shuster, in for Rich Eisen. What are they doing there? Because I started the show earlier. I said it's Hypothetical Thursday because I got a lot of hypotheticals on my mind. What are they doing? I mean, so we already know that they kind of missed the boat on getting somebody big for him. But is there any, let me just ask you that. What are they doing, Michael?
You know what? And since he's been there, there's been a lot of what are they doing? I mean, on the football field, as they're bringing him along, it's what are they doing? I think Chicago is messed up by even sitting on this, trying to play the long game. We don't know what we're doing. We think it because you say those things, we don't know what direction that we're going. So everybody that thinks about they want the number one pick, hey, let's start making those calls and see if we can pry that pick away. You knew what you were doing from day one. You knew you were going to draft a quarterback. You should have gone into this saying that with that mindset, say, we're looking at those opportunities instead of dragging this out. Because now you drag it out. You dragging it out, and I think he's in a situation now where you got to ask the question, is he going to be a starter where he goes next, or is he going to take a backup role? Because the opportunities are dwindling. Atlanta was a great spot for him, but that's gone now. I thought Pittsburgh was a great spot for him, but they got Russ Wilson now. And they got Russell at the same number they would have had him at about $1.2 million or $1.3 million. He makes 1.6. So it was, and now where do you end up going? People I threw out the Raiders. I thought there's an opportunity there, but also Denver. Because here's what I say. Remember, Sean Payton liked Drew Brees, but he also had Taysom Hill. So I know Sean Payton likes J.J. McCarthy, but can you also go and get him and use Justin Fields as the Taysom Hill of this team and give him an opportunity to make some plays? I think he's going to have to start not just thinking about where can I go to start, but where can I go to compete for a job and maybe even have to back up on the job.
What's this doing to him mentally?
And this is the whole thing. You're only asking that question because of some of the things he has said. And I believe he's out here because of some of the things he has said. He said, I'm thinking too much on the football field. I just want to play your quarterback. That's the thinking position. I think you hurt yourself by saying that publicly. He said once he scrubbed himself, all his social media of Chicago Bears stuff, he said, well, I'm just tired of dealing with the pressure of am I being traded, draft, and all that stuff. I'm tired of dealing with pressure. That's what playing the position is, pressure. So I think just saying some of those things doesn't serve him well because that's the position. Quarterback, it's a pressure situation where you have to think and make crucial decisions at the most crucial moments. Somebody should help him to say the right thing when he's talking publicly about his struggles.
Do you see any scenario in which he stays?
It would be the biggest boo-boo screw-up by Chicago to keep him if you go draft Caleb Williams and you keep Justin Fields in the same meeting room and same quarterback room. There's no way you can develop this man and develop this young kid to where he should be, Have his mind focused on him putting out his best with Justin Fields in the same room. You just can't do it. You just can't do it. And it would give so much credence to everything his dad said prior to the process if Chicago comes up and do that. Remember, he was worried about his son going to a horrible organization that didn't know what they were doing, and that's exactly what Chicago would be doing.
Michael, we were talking about this in the break about the dynasty on Apple, the Patriots dynasty.
Right.
And we really got to see at one point what it was like in the locker room with Garoppolo and Brady and the tension between the two. So you were just saying that with Fields and whoever comes up, You've got a quarterback. I mean, I was saying as we started the show, 65 different guys played quarterback position. And we saw what happened with Aaron Rodgers, where you go out there for 5 seconds. In a related story, I'll talk to you about Kirk Cousins next. But, that's the one question I thought was like, well, you know what? And you may have answered it right there, but God, there's so many guys getting hurt. And if you thought that Fields was a good idea, should you keep him? But it seems like after watching this doc, it's just too toxic in the locker room.
It's too much. And you remember they were chanting Fields. We want Fields at the end of the season last year. We want Fields. The receiver, Moore, he said, no, I want to play with my quarterback. Now play with Justin Fields. Now you just put him in a bad situation. The fan base still seeing Fields right there. DJ Moore still seeing Fields right there. And now we got to turn all our attention to Caleb Williams. Yeah, that would be a bad move. That just would be a bad move.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.